Good morning to all. This is Lakshmi, Lecturer 6, Unit 1, Topic Transformation of Vectors. In the last class, we discussed about the types of coordinate system and vector multiplications. There are three types of coordinate system. One is Cartesian coordinate system, spherical coordinate system, and cylindrical coordinate system. In Cartesian coordinate system, variables are x, y, z. Their ranging, that means their limits are minus infinity to plus infinity. Now, spherical coordinate system, that is r, theta, phi, and r variable from 0 to infinity, phi variable from 0 to 2 pi, theta variable from 0 to pi. And cylindrical coordinate system, variables are r, phi, z. Here r is variable from 0 to infinity, phi is variable from 0 to 2 pi, and z is variable from minus infinity to plus infinity. And also we discuss about the how we find the position vector and smallest length, that is differential length, differential surface, differential volume, formulas in three coordinate systems. That means for a Cartesian coordinate system, smallest length, that is differential length, dl is written as dx ax bar plus dy ay bar plus dz az bar. So these topics are discussed in the last class. And also we discuss about the vector multiplications. Now in this session we discuss about the relation between Cartesian to cylindrical coordinate system. So in Cartesian coordinate systems, variables are x, y, z. So when you know the values of r and phi, now substitute these equations, then we get the values of x, y, z. That means if you have the values in cylindrical system, then by substituting these values in this formula, we get the values of Cartesian coordinate system, that is x, y, z. In the same way, if you know the values of x, y, z, now substitute these values in these equations, we get the values of cylindrical coordinate system. As we already discussed in that, in cylindrical coordinate system, variables are r, phi, z. So by using these relations, we can easily convert the Cartesian coordinate systems into cylindrical coordinate system. So that is the use of these equations. And next we discuss about the how we convert the Cartesian that means how we relation between Cartesian to spherical coordinate system. So we already discussed that spherical coordinate systems or variables r, theta and phi, as limits of r are 0 to infinity, theta limits are 0 to pi, and phi limits are 0 to 2 pi. So by using these equations, if you know the values of r, theta and phi, now here substitute these equations, these values in this equation, we got the values of x, y, z. That means Simply by knowing the values of spherical coordinates variable, we can easily convert the Cartesian variables by using these formulas. In the same way, if you know the values of x, y, z, now substitute in this formula, we get the spherical variables, that is r, theta, phi. So these are the uses of these equations. We can easily convert the Cartesian coordinate system into spherical coordinate system and vice versa. That is the use of transformation from Cartesian to spherical coordinate systems. And that means you can find the value in any type of any shape of conductor. So that is the use of these three coordinate systems. And next we discuss about the vector multiplications. So in vector multiplications, there are three types of vector multiplications. Here one is vector multiplied by scalar. So when you observe the this equation C V bar, above the C there is no bar representation, that means there is no direction representation. Simply C means it is a scalar quantity. Above the V there is a bar representation, that is the meaning of it is a vector quantity. So here vector multiplications are in three cases they exist. So one is multiplication of vector by scalar, that is C into V bar, and another type is multiplication of vector by vector. So and it produces a scalar. Here vector by vector on dot product, it is very important. For example, I have to take two vectors that is I plus j plus k, and another vector is 2i plus 2j plus 2k. So by the dot product we get the answer in a scalar form, that is 2 plus 2 plus 2, that is 6 answer. So 6 is a scalar quantity. That means it is also a process of multiplication, but it is a dot product, or it is also named as a scalar product also. So here this is a simple dot product between vector to vector, then the resultant is a scalar. That is the important point. So here a bar dot b bar value is always equal to scalar. So that's why this type of product is named as scalar product. And the next type of multiplication of vector is, here also we have to use two vectors, but the product is in the form of cross. That means what are the result by the multiplication of two vectors by cross product, the result is a vector. That means whatever the answer is outcoming by the product of by the cross product of two vectors is always vector. That means the answer is also in the form of I, j, k, like that. So these are the three types of multiplications whatever we have to done in vector field. Okay, and next these are the applications of cross product. So here there is a cross product is the replacement of right hand rule. So whatever we have to learn in a right hand rule, that means it indicates the directions of the three vectors. So what is the resultant vector? So here the electrical engineering to determine the direction of force experienced by a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field. So in right hand rule we have to use three fingers, and one by one finger represents the direction of the force, and another figure represents the direction of the magnetic field, and another figure represents the direction of the current, like that. So in the same result whatever we have to done in right hand rule, that will be that result may be comes by using cross product also. So what is the application of cross product here? So let us discuss that. Here I is the current flowing through the current conductor, while L is the length, whatever the length of the conductor, and it indicates the direction of the current, because so whatever the shape of the conductor, that is the direction of the conductor. Okay, so here the L direction, L means length of the conductor is indicates the direction of the current. Okay, and next The uniform magnetic flux density is denoted by a vector B bar. So hence the whatever the force experienced by the conductor when it is placed in a magnetic field. That means a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force, that force F bar. So because force is also a vector, so F bar is equal to, so it can be represented with the help of a cross product as I L cross B bar. So this is the one of the application of a cross product. By using this formula, we can easily find the magnetic force experienced by a conductor carrying a current I when it is placed in a magnetic field. And also there is another example. For example, another physical quantity that is a cross product, that is a momentum of a force. So then the momentum of a force, or it is also named as a torque, that act on a rigid body which can rotate about on its axis perpendicular to the plane containing force, that is defined as the magnitude of the force. So this magnitude of the force is equal to multiple by the perpendicular distance from the force to the axis. So for example, the momentum of the force is represented by the letter F bar. Now here O is a point. So here we have to find the value of m bar, that is momentum of the force. So its magnitude, that means m bar value is equal to F bar R bar sin theta. So here R bar sin theta is the perpendicular distance of F bar from the O, that is OQ. Here it is the OQ. So whenever this is a theta, automatically the opposite angle is also theta. By applying sin theta, so here opposite side by hypotenuse. So the opposite side OQ is represented by R sin theta. So OQ value is a perpendicular distance of the F bar from O, that is OQ. So here it is the force. So this is the perpendicular distance. Okay. Now what is the magnitude of the momentum of the force is m bar is equal to perpendicular distance into F bar. So here we have to take the cross product between perpendicular distance and force. So the cross product, that means R bar cross F bar. We have already know the formulas, that is cross product between the two vectors is A cross B, that is mod of A mod of B sin theta AB. So the same formula here we apply that. Here the in place of A there is R bar, in place of B there is a F bar. So R cross F bar is equal to mod of R bar mod of F bar sin theta A bar n. Here A bar n is the unit vector which indicates the direction of the M. Okay. So that means it is the direction into the paper, and that is a perpendicular to the plane, that is paper, and coming out from the paper according to whatever we have to learn in a right hand screw loop, like that. So these are the applications of cross product. And next these are some properties of vector product. So this is the whatever the cross product in Cartesian coordinate system. So A cross B bar, A bar cross B bar is equal to mod of AX bar, AY bar, AZ bar. Here AX bar and AY bar and AZ bar are the unit vectors corresponding X, Y, Z. Okay. And next, so this is the A cross B bar formula in terms of coordinate system, and it is also applicable for three vectors also. So these are the formulas in case of product of three vectors. So here it is called scalar triple product. So the scalar triple product is A bar dot B bar cross C bar. So this is the formula mod of AX, AY, AZ, BX, BY, BZ, CX, CY, CZ. And next it is also This is a scalar triple product. Here it is a vector triple product. So that is A bar cross B bar cross C bar. So the vector triple product formula is B bar A bar dot C bar minus C bar A bar dot B bar. So these are the basic formulas we have to use to solve the problems in case for example what is the electric field intensity or electric potential for in different conductors cases. So that's why these vector formulas are very very important to solve the problems whatever we have to discuss in this unit. Okay. And next concept is transformation of vectors. So Cartesian to cylindrical. So we have already discussed in that Cartesian coordinate system variables are x, y, z. Whatever the variables in cylindrical systems is r, phi and z. So here this is a unit vector r. Now it makes an angle phi with the x-axis. So here these are the two variables. Now how we convert how we transform the vectors of Cartesian to cylindrical coordinate system. So this is the picture to convert the Cartesian to cylindrical coordinate system. So these are the formulas. So here the angle between AX and AR is phi. Here it is AX and it is A phi. So here the angle between these vectors is phi. And next the angle between AY bar and AR bar, this is 90 minus phi. And next the angle between AX and A phi, that is this is 90 totally and it is phi. So totally 90 plus phi. And next the angle between AY bar and A phi bar is AY bar and A phi bar is phi. Now here what is the dot product between AX dot AR bar? Here we use a formula A dot B is equal to mod of A mod of B cos of angle between the two vectors. So we have already discussed what is the angle between AX AR, AX A phi, AY AR, AY A phi here. So now substitute these values in this dot product formula. So here AX AR already unit vectors. We have to know the magnitude of a unit vector is equal to 1. So mod of AX bar, that is 1, mod of AR bar, that is 1, and the angle between AX bar and AR bar is here AX bar and AR bar value is phi. So the final answer is cos phi. Next similarly AX bar dot A phi bar, mod of AX bar value is 1, mod of A phi bar value is 1, and the angle between AX and A phi, here this is the angle between AX and A phi, its value is 90 plus phi. Now cos of 90 plus phi, cos 90 plus phi is minus sin phi. So that is the dot product between AX and A phi. And similarly AY bar dot AR bar, mod of AY bar is 1, mod of AR bar is 1. Now the angle between AY and AR, here it is the AY and AR, and the angle between is cos of 90 minus phi. Cos 90 minus phi value is equal to sin phi. And next A bar y dot A phi bar. So mod of AY bar is 1, mod of A phi bar is 1, and the angle between these two vectors, so AY and A phi value is cos phi. So cos phi, finally cos phi. So here AZ bar dot AR bar and AZ dot a5 bar is equal to 0. Why? Because az value is perpendicular to both ar bar and a5 bar. So whenever the phi value is equal to 90, so cos 90 is equal to 0. So final answer in the cases of az bar dot ar bar, az bar dot a5 value is 0. And next the dot product between same unit vectors az bar dot az bar, that value is equal to 1. Why? Because they are parallel. So cos 0 parallel means the theta value becomes to 0, cos 0 value is 1, and also magnitude of these two vectors is also 1. So 1 into 1 into 1, final answer is 1. And this is the ar bar vector in terms of x and y. We can written as ax cos phi plus ay sin phi. In the similarly, we have to find the values of a phi value and az value. Now this is the formula for a phi. So a phi value in terms of ax ay is minus ax sin phi plus ay cos phi, and az value is equal to az. Why? Because these r and phi are variables along x and y, but z is a variable along z axis. So the finally az value is equal to az. So these are the transformation of vectors, that is Cartesian to cylindrical system. The same way we discuss in transformation of vectors. Here Cartesian to cylindrical coordinate system. So the dot product, it is a very simple table. We can easily find the what are the values obtained by dot product of unit vectors. Here a bar x dot a bar r is equal to cos phi. So similarly dot product between ax bar and a pi bar, that is minus sin phi. Similarly ax bar dot az bar, that is equal to 0. So by using this table we can easily find the dot product between unit vectors. So similarly, for example, az bar dot az bar, that value is equal to 1. Okay, and next, this is the representation of ar, a phi, az value in terms of matrices. So by the matrices multiplication, finally we get these values, and also we can write that means here the conversion of, the transformation of a cylindrical coordinate system into Cartesian coordinate system by using these relations. Here the cylindrical coordinate systems into Cartesian coordinate system. So these are by matrices finding, we can easily find the value of Cartesian coordinate system. So this is the transformation of vectors. And also now Cartesian to spherical system. So by using this table, for example, ax bar dot ar bar value is sin theta cos phi. As we already discussed in previous class, the variables in spherical coordinate systems are r, theta and phi. So that's why here all the values are in r, theta, phi. So how what is the dot product between any two unit vectors, we can easily find using this table. So a bar z dot a phi bar value is equal to 0. So these values are used in to solve the problems in electrostatics. So these are the transformation of Cartesian to spherical system. So by substituting the values, here there is a dot product. By using this table we can solve these equations. Finally we get the values of Cartesian to spherical system. And the similarly way, here there is a conversion of or transformation of a spherical coordinate system to Cartesian coordinate system. that is ax, ay, az is equal to set of sin phi, sin theta cos pi, cos theta cos pi minus sin pi, sin theta sin pi, cos theta sin pi, cos pi, cos theta minus sin theta 0, set of ar, a theta, a phi. So these are about the transformation of vectors and what are the, how we convert the Cartesian to cylindrical and also Cartesian to spherical. So these are the basic, what are the basics you have to use in to solve the problems and further calculations in vectors. And the next session we discuss about the Coulomb's law and its applications. So thank you.